Hi, welcome back to another recording. My name is Tiana. If it's your first time here, welcome. I am recording this video so you can understand what the process is like for you if you're choosing to sell your property, so you can feel more informed, prepared, as we go through the process. So I'm Tianna Thompson, your realtor with Real Broker LLC, and we're going to talk today about selling your property, right? So, we're going to go through it in a step-by-step guide just to give you an overview of the process. So, the first thing you want to do is evaluate your motivation just to make sure you're actually serious about selling. Figure out why take a stock of what your motivation is. Are you relocating? Are you downsizing? What are your goals? It helps to set priorities. And then once we start working together, we can look at meeting those goals and potentially looking at your timeline, right? So we look at the market, and of course, you're going to be working with me, and I'll make sure I do my due diligence and get your property sold, right? So the benefit of a realtor, I bring the expertise of pricing, marketing, negotiating, and bringing you as maximum exposure so we can get your property sold, right? So here's what you can do to prepare. Um, you know, Clear any clutters for the property so that it is, um, presentable so that potential buyers can come and take a look, right? You may want to remove any personal items so that the buyers, you don't have to, but you can consider like, moving any personal items so the buyer can see themselves in the property. You've been in there, it's become your home, it has you all over it, which is beautiful, but you want it to be not too much about yourself so that the buyer can see themselves in it, right? So anything that can be set aside, you want to kind of set those aside so that it can be viewed if the property is being occupied. So it's just essentially it just has to be ready for persons to take a look at it, right? Of course, you're going to make any necessary repairs if applicable. If you have any leaky faucets, squeaky doors, or damaged walls, and you see where it's necessary for you to do that, then you can go ahead and take care of that. Boost your curb appeal, maybe mow the lawn if applicable, clean pathways, maybe put a cute little doormat at the front. If, adding flowers. In some cases, I do see persons stage their homes. That's something that can be done. But depending on your property, your needs, and all that, we can take a look to see what works best for you. These are just ideas, right? So we determine the right price for you. We do through my company that I'm signed under, Real Broker, we'll be able to do a competitive market analysis for you, so we can set a competitive price, and we do that based on similar properties in your area, right? And then, of course, the property would be marketed. High quality photos and videos where applicable, be listed on the MLS and real estate websites. So open houses will be done, private showings, and then we can showcase any upgrades, proximity to any amenities or any special views to highlight unique features, right? So then we start showing the property. So we schedule showings, and I would recommend flexibility as best as possible. Creating a warm, welcoming atmosphere for a buyer. Making sure the lights are on, opening blinds where applicable, and all that. And then we start working on once we start showing the property and people are showing interest, we get offers. We'll be able to review the offers and consider the prices, any contingencies, and buyer financing. Term negotiations are done where if there's a counter offer, if necessary to secure favorable terms. This includes like the closing date, any good faith deposit that the buyer may put in, which we call that earnest deposit, which is held by the title company. And then you accept the best offer, right? Once you and the buyer agree, you'll both sign the purchase agreement. And then the buyer has a a time frame. It'll be listed on the contract, and I'll communicate that with you, where they inspect the property with a home inspection to address any, any repairs, and then you'd be prepared for any possible concessions being negotiated. And then the buyer, if the buyer is going through a lender, the lender will have the property appraised, and the appraiser will, yeah, the lender will have the property appraised, and the appraiser will determine the home's value, right? Right, and then we start preparing for closing. Everything is going good and we're going through the process. We start preparing for closing, and we ensure all contingencies are resolved. Where applicable, the title company starts making sure that, it could be a title company, it could be an attorney. They'll verify your ownership of the property, resolve any title issues, and then we start reviewing our documents for closing, right? Signing all necessary paperwork. The buyer may do a final walkthrough to confirm the property is as agreed upon, and then ownership is transferred, funds are released to you, and then you receive your proceeds. Um, you know, and in this time, closing costs, mortgage payoff, all those are um, done, and then you'll receive the remaining funds if that's applicable. If there isn't a mortgage, then after the closing costs is taken out, if applicable, then you'll get your remaining funds, and all this is clearly communicated, right? And then you move out if you are occupying the property. Timing is important. You want to move out according to the agreed upon timeline. You want to leave the house, move in ready for the buyer, and to ensure that the transaction or the whole process is smooth, you're going to work very closely with me, right? My experience will be very useful for you. And then, you want to be prepared, and we'll communicate. Are you open to paying for any potential repairs? Maybe you're not, maybe you are. Understanding the agent commissions, looking at closing costs. And then one thing I'd say that is very important outside of communicating with me, and then we go through all this information, is you staying organized, right? Keeping all your documents and agreements in one place for reference is very important. And that is the end of this recording. So my name is Tiana. I am licensed in the state of Florida. I'm a realtor. My email is sunshine, HOSBFL @gmail.com, or you can visit my website, Sold by Sunshine. I assist homeowners, home buyers, and investors, right? So I try to make that video not too long so that you get the gist of the information. So if you'd like to go back over it, that would be great. But I'd recommend you block a time with me. The link should be in the description of this video, so that we can go over in detail what works best for you, and I can do make sure the service I'm offering is tailored to your needs. All right. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video, and I will see you as we go through closing your transaction.